Bonjour, my name is Cherie Toffoli, and I'm the Breaking Free from Family Violence Training Coordinator here at ONWA. And here with me I have my little friend Henry, the Healing Turtle, and my good friend Janine.
Bonjour. Thank you, Cherie. So I've been asked with the SEMA, which is tobacco, to be here and share a little bit of teachings and a little bit more about Henry. They could also have different names, to each their own. So Henry is actually a healing medicine turtle developed by Ontario Native Women's Association. And before we get into anything, I just wanted to acknowledge not only the healing medicine turtle, but also what brings us here today is Indian residential schools, acknowledging the families, the survivors of the families, as well as the intergenerational trauma that is still here today. But we want to go and continue to move forward in a good way, develop things that could help you in your healing, help you in your own journey. And one of the things that we do always in creating things that will help us, or we put in our own bundle, including the teachings that we carry, is we use our mashkiki and we use our medicines. And so today I just have a little bit of sage for us to start in a good way. And if you have a healing medicine turtle kit at home, I'd really encourage you to use your medicines, especially during the making of these kits. Because whenever we make something, we try our best to put our best self into it, our Zagadwin, our love. And that Miigwin reminds us of that. And so there's no right or wrong way to smudge when we participate in Okwajigan, that's smudging practice. But some people like to smudge their eyes so they see good things, their ears so they hear good things, good messages, their hearts so they feel good. You could even give Henry a smudge.
Oh, I'm definitely going to give Henry a smudge.
And so when we do this, we're cleansing our body, our mind, our spirit, so we could continue on that good way of life, that Minapamatsuwan in a good way. And so a little later, we have unassembled parts to these healing medicine turtles, because we want to just give you a look at what's included in the healing medicine turtle kits, but also what they're about, and each portion of that construction of the kit itself. It's not just a kit, it's part of your bundle. And what our bundles do is help us in our journey, help us in our healing. And so I'm going to make reference to this beautiful little pamphlet, which you could find linked to this video. And it talks about the creation of the medicine turtle, but also the concept and vision. And I'm just going to share a little bit of teachings and how we use it today, and nothing too in-depth, but to tell you what Henry's all about here, because we personalized him. And that's the thing, the things we carry in our bundle. We often give them names because they are so personal to us. But sometimes those things in our bundle also make their journey forward. So I know Cherie had a couple questions for me, and I'm just going to do my best to answer them.
Janine, what can you tell us about the healing medicine turtle?
So I'm just learning myself. So the one thing about the healing turtle that I know is that it was developed for all people's healing. So not only our Indigenous women, but everybody there. And so when we talk about our Indian residential school survivors, I think it's really important to acknowledge how that shell on its back is all interconnected and interwoven. The shell in this frame of, I guess, the bundle item itself is that protection that we go inward to seek out the teachings, seek out guidance and direction, seek out self-care. And that's the most important thing when we're in a place of healing, because everybody on a journey is healing. From the moment we're born to the moment we go back to spirit, we're all healing from something. So sometimes that takes an inward reflection of self to build up ourself, our confidence, our wisdom, our own guidance and direction. And that's what that shell encompasses. Because you'll notice on the outside of that shell there's like 13 little patterns, and that represents our 13 moon cycles here, especially in this territory. the turtle itself is from Turtle Island, and that's like where all our Indigenous people are on North America. It's represented by that turtle. And there's a lot of teachings in our Atsokan, like our traditional stories and legends that I'd really encourage you to learn on your journey. Go offer a sema to your storytellers, your knowledge keepers, and your elders. But those 13 grandmother moons are represented, and they're all interconnected. They're all cyclical, and they all go into cycles, especially women during their moon time. There's 21 days in that moon cycle, and they're all reflected on those tiny little plates on the outside of the shell. So that healing turtle is more than just looks like a pillow. Pillow could bring comfort, pillow could bring rest, pillow could bring relaxation. But that's one of the things the turtle does itself. And like I said, you could refer to this pamphlet to know a little bit more. Anything else you'd like to ask?
Janine, what does the turtle represent?
With truth. So so with our 7 grandfather teachings, it does represent truth, which is Desmoulin in this territory. And that truth is to look inward. And a lot of people, especially those residential school survivors, it took a lot of those other teachings. Love for self, love for, your own spirit. It took a lot, bravery, courage, all the other teachings to come to that place of telling your truth. Because so often you pushed it down and you weren't able to bring it to the surface. And when you think of that shell, of that turtle, your little hand goes inside and you have to sit with those things and those emotions. And sometimes it's hard to get out that truth. But this turtle could also be that as well. And that's just our Desmoulin. It's what we know to be true. It's what just you and Creator know to be true. It doesn't matter if anybody doesn't believe you, you have the opportunity to speak your truth. And this is one of the ways we do it as well. With our miigwoods, our feather, with our mushkiki, our smudge, and just being on the land or by the water. So that's what I could share about that.
Miigwoods, Janine.
Yeah.
How do these teachings tie into family and connection?
Well, I think all of the teachings tie into family and connection, especially when you have such a big disconnect from family, because a lot of people are displaced. A lot of people don't know where their communities are, and a lot of people are in the midst of truth seeking. A lot of families and trying to get even their ancestry kind of figured out and sorted. And I think when we talk about family connection, a lot of the times we as Anishinaabe people, we were nomadic, and we created family with who is closest to us. That's why our extended families are so big, and everybody's your auntie or uncle, because we have a chosen family as well. We have ceremony family, we have all these things. But if you miss that part of even speaking your truth or even acknowledging where you're at in your healing journey, because there's no right or wrong way to come out and heal. But when you could acknowledge these things, you could start to build those family ties, those family connections, and this might not be for you. This might not be for everybody, but it might help you or somebody in your journey. So, yeah.
Miigwoods, Janine.
Miigwoods. So, I know we gotta see how Henry is born. And we're gonna go do that now and take him over to the table. And then we're gonna show you some of the pieces and portions that are involved. And we'll also have a link to our instruction manual as well. So, I'll take you over to the table.